Hi friends, in this video you will learn the most recent National Association of Realtors housing report for September, official statistics, and you will see for yourself the cognitive biases of the report and the way the report was presented, and in a way it trickled into the media and distorted this whole housing picture quite a bit, right? And why is it important? Well, number one, it's going to help you predict the forecast, the 2022 market, much more accurately. Number two, you're going to be much more informed of making your buying and selling decision. And number three, you're going to stop feeling like the market is happening to you, but rather you are in control of your real estate investment and purchases as well. Important, isn't it? Buckle up, let's go. And before we get started, I'm Anya Bartholomew, your local Utah real estate agent. So if you're interested in buying and selling, let me know. My information is below. Firstly and mostly, the National Association of Realtors report for September was presented with a stunning headline: existing home sale prices ascend 7% in September. Oops. Well, the truth is they're comparing that to 2020. Statistically, if we have any common sense, then we'll know that 2020 is such a, it's a statistical outlier. It's a very, very unusual market. So comparing to 2020 is not really helping. Then they also help, compare it to 2019. Again, like 2 years ago, we're in 2021. But anyway, bottom line is, for the last 3 months, the median home prices not ascended 7% compared to 2020. Well, that's true, but the truth is they've been declining for 3 consecutive months. And over the 3 months, it went down by 10%, but everything helps. And 3 months consistent descent constitutes a trend, don't you think? Why is it important? Well, because instantly massive major media sources just repeated the headline without even looking at the numbers. So that was an ABC News report. It just repeated the headline: prices climbed. Then CNBC as well, and also Fox News, except for Yahoo Finance. Kudos to Yahoo Finance. But do you see my point? It's really important to look at the numbers from your own perspective so that you can decide for yourself what's really happening in the market. Now, if you're like me, you just want the big picture overview. So I'm just going to give you the core numbers of what to look for that will really make your buying, selling, or investing decision much more effective. So consistently across all markets in September, in all markets, the number of homes, existing homes sold, that inventory sold, actually went up by 7%, and so that's an important number because it's across the the entire country, and that is due to the fact that the inventory, like we talked in the previous video, and if you didn't listen to that, I'll put the link here below. So yes, it's due to the fact that the inventory has been building up, and we talked again that specifically in St. George, compared to January this year, the inventory almost doubled. So we do see more and more new listings showing up on the market, and therefore the number of sales, the number of buyers that actually end up with purchases that they're happy with are increasing. That's good news. Again, to help you focus on the core numbers, let's look at that inventory. We talked about that at the beginning of the year, the overall national inventory was at 1 million. However, at the end, like starting in July, we're very close to 1.3 million. That's close to 30% increase of inventory. And naturally, that will be driving the number of existing homes sold. And that's important to understand. Another component of the market of the report for September, it revealed that the first-time home buyer, the share of those buyers actually decreased by 1%. However, if we're going to see it like month by month going down 1%, we know our kids are not, having a good time trying to get into the houses. Affordability is not there. So yes, it decreased 1% compared to the previous month, to August, and overall to last year, it decreased from 31 to 28, which is the lowest since 2018. And again, like it's definitely caused by the low of inventory, the lowest inventory, historically, but also the inventory that's causing very, very huge price increases. However, an interesting factor that could contribute quite a bit to the purchasing power of our first-time home buyer, my son is actually a first-time home buyer, and that is actually savings. So savings, we know, we talked about this before, that with just 3% of savings, you can qualify for a conventional loan that makes you very, very, very competitive because, you know, like with my lenders, we can close on the conventional loan within 2 weeks, and that's very competitive that most cash offers, they're closing in 10 days. So savings is something our first-time home buyers can have full control of, and that's something that we as parents, we could be encouraging them to do a little bit better, don't you think? Another important number that kind of like makes me feel really, really sad, and then, tell, me in your comments below, see what you think about it. The number of homes under 250,000 nationally decreased by 21%. That's a fifth, right? Almost a fifth. So that's a big number. However, at the same time, the number of homes sold over $1 million increased by 30%. So I don't know about you, but I would like to see much more affordability, and that's why I'm asking you to comment and see what your thoughts might be on that. And since we're talking about the segments of buyers in this market, let's talk about investors. Well, their share decreased from 15 to 12% on a month-to-month basis, right? So that's interesting. However, cash buyers increased from 22 to 23. Again, if we see this consistently month to month, 1% here, 1% over there, first-time home buyers decreasing, cash buyers increasing, where's the society? We have to start thinking about what to do. And actually, I thought of the solution, and I think it's a very easy solution to implement. We know that in 2008, when Fannie Mae and Freddie Mae, like when they were popping up all those foreclosures on the market, by a lot, every month, maybe every week. Then at that point, when they were posting those foreclosures, for the first month, they were allowing only first-time home buyers to bid on them. And after that, if there were no home buyers who were to bid on those properties after a month, they would release those to investors. I think that was a fair practice because investors are more savvy, they're more experienced, they have more skills, they have more resources. So we have to adjust our practices accordingly. And part of me wanted to go and create a protest against that, but another part of me just said, even we as a local community, just as realtors are themselves, we can just start creating those practices for ourselves, just like as a good business practice, because we do want our kids, first-time home buyers, to own homes. That will be a good thing for the society as well, long term. And I also promised you the update on the foreclosures because I periodically post videos on that as well. So foreclosures in Q3 this year actually were 45,000 foreclosures. And that is a 68% increase compared to the previous quarter 2020, which is really not a good comparison, but they just give us this number. However, what's really important to understand that the overall number of foreclosures are still less than 1% of the entire sales, and therefore it is very, very insignificant. In fact, to put things in a little bit more normal perspective, comparing the number of filing foreclosures in 2019, which is more of a normal year, the filing in 2021 Q3 compared to 2019 actually was 70% lower. Gives you a perspective. Now, with that in mind, we're armed with the most accurate information about national September housing update, including median home prices, inventory, foreclosures, investors, cash offers, first-time home buyers, and housing inventory as well. So you're up to speed with all of that. And what's really important, that next week we're going to have Utah housing market official statistics, that we're going to see how it compares to the National Association of Realtors reports for September. So stay tuned, and we'll get there next week. And as always, thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your comments. Click the like button, subscribe, and if there is anything I can do for you, please let me know. My information is below, and I can't wait to share with you Utah statistics next week.